incarceration journey. So that's what we want to talk about to help you out. And if you're interested in learning more about prison life and how to prepare, they said online they have a copy of a book. It's like a little pamphlet, Federal Prison Handbook. And if you guys really, really need it, go ahead and comment below. And while you're thinking about it, subscribe. And, I should be able to include some type of link below to hopefully help you. I hope I don't forget to put it down below. Or consider hiring Zukis Consulting Group to assist you in preparing for going to prison. Whether you will serve 6 months or 6 years, the tips discussed below will help you prepare for your time in prison. You can also book a free initial consultation to speak with a prison preparation coach today. For those with little experience with the criminal justice system, the notion of time behind bars can feel overwhelming. It can feel as though there is nowhere to turn, and any information you read online seems to contradict other information you've seen. We've included useful basic information below on preparing for prison to cut through all the misinformation. So they had created, it looks like a table of contents. So I'll read the table of contents. How to prepare for prison. Going to prison. Steps to successfully prepare for prison. Learn about federal prison. Federal prison facilities. Minimum security prisons, federal prison camps, low security prisons, medium security prisons, high security prisons, United States Penitentiary, USPS, administrative security prison, research your Pacific prison, arrival and personal property, money in prison, communication in prison, get in good physical shape, get your affairs in order, preparing your family for incarceration, appointing a power of attorney, designating your point of contact, resolving your medical and dental issues, creating a list of contact details, authoritative information about going to prison, life in federal prison, stay out of prison politics, keep yourself busy. Wow. Find purpose, stay clean, avoid discussing your charges, learn the rules, be polite and respectful, have a good attitude, don't struggle with how to prepare for going to prison. We're here to help. If only Diddy had this. Okay, so now let's get into how to prepare for prison. It's essential to prepare in advance if you have been convicted or pleaded guilty to a criminal offense and are waiting for sentencing. According to the United States Sentencing Commission, the average federal prison sentence imposed is approximately 147 months. That's a lot. Less than 20% of offenders serve a prison term below 5 years. This means no matter the nature of your offense, your confinement to federal prison will likely disrupt your normal life for a minimum of a couple of years. Essentially, adequate prison preparation eases the transition to your new life behind bars. It might not take away the hard realities that follow losing your freedom, but knowing what to expect and how to navigate your life inside the prison can be the difference between a smooth transition and a turbulent offset. Losing your freedom is hard enough, especially for your emotional and psychological well-being. Thus, managing any preventable hardships or mishaps can go a long way in promoting your mental health while serving your sentence. At Zeus Consulting Group, we help potential federal prisoners prepare for their incarceration by equipping them with information to navigate their life behind bars. Our criminal justice system largely fails to reform convicts. Hence, if you are keen on going through your sentence as smoothly and as quickly as possible and transitioning back to an active life afterward, We are here to assist you. If you get in touch with us immediately after your conviction, our team can offer expert coaching on making a favorable impression at sentencing to secure a more lenient judgment. In addition, we coach our clients on how to live a meaningful life during confinement by cultivating their abilities, keeping them out of trouble, and developing an excellent record. These are essential factors that can enhance your overall life in prison and improve your chances of serving a shorter sentence. Okay, now let's get to the part talking about going to prison, steps to successfully prepare for prison. At the Zuski's Consulting Group, they walk through the various steps you need to take adequately to prepare for a smoother transition in your life in prison. Generally, criminal conviction comes with potentially life-changing consequences, and the period before incarceration is the hardest for most people and their families. We understand you may be stressed and anxious about what lies ahead. For this reason, we are committed to providing you with essential coaching that you can implement immediately to get you ready for custody. Let us take a look at some of these preparing for incarceration tips. Learn about federal prison. Depending on the nature of your offense, the court might order you to self-surrender, or you may go into the custody of the U.S. Marshal Service. Whichever way, you need to arm yourself with knowledge on what to expect in the federal prison you report to. This means reading quality prison preparation books and speaking with a knowledgeable advisor who has ideally done substantial prison time in the system where you will be incarcerated and at the same security level. So if you know someone who has served as much time for you as the same charge that you have, that's the mentor you should be talking to and linking up with to learn more about what prison life might be like. Okay, so it says the Federal Prison Handbook, the definitive guide to surviving the Federal Bureau of Prison, is the best book for this. We tell it like it is and do not offer false promises to scare you into opening up your checkbooks. Take this step seriously. You must build an informational foundation to make good decisions in prison. Federal prison facilities. There are over 100 federal prisons across the nation, and they operate at 5 different security levels: minimum, low, medium, high, and administrative. The security levels are determined by features such as security barriers, presence of external patrols, detection devices, guard towers, type of inmate housing, cell or dormitory, staff to inmate ratio, internal security measures. Below is a rundown of the features of each of the security levels. Okay, so it says minimum security prisons, federal prison camps. Dormitory housing, low staff to inmate ratio, limited or no perimeter fencing, work and program oriented. Prisoners with less than 10 years remaining plus minimum violence history. Okay, so that was for minimum security prisons, which is federal prison camps. Okay, so low security prisons mostly is dormitory or cubicle housing, higher staff to inmate ratio compared to minimum security prisons, double fence perimeter, strong work and program offerings. Prisoners with less than 20 years is what low security consists of. Medium security prisons, mostly cell type housing, higher staff to inmate ratio compared to low security facilities, strengthened perimeters, wide variety of work programs, greater internal controls, all types of prisoners but with less than 30 years remaining on their sentencing. So the minimum is for, again, people who didn't commit The worst of the worst. And then low security, same thing, less than 20 years. Well, they're not the same thing, but And then medium means like you're going to be there a while, but you'll be there less than 30 years. Okay. High security. Oh, okay. Is United States Penitentiary, USPS, single and multiple occupant cell housing. Highest staff to inmate ratio, highly secured perimeters, close control of inmate movement, all types of prisoners, but sex offenders and informants are highly likely to be victimized. Administrative security prisons. Administrative security federal prisons have special missions, for example, pretrial offender detention, treatment of seriously or chronically ill offenders, confinement of escape-prone, violent, or extremely dangerous inmates. So that's administrative security prisons. So, all right. Okay, so administrative facilities include federal medical centers, federal detention centers, the federal transfer centers, and others. Please see our Administrative Security Federal Prisons page for more information about these institutions. Operations and privileges such as leisure time vary widely at each security level. At the Zuskis Consulting Group, we can help you understand the implications of being held in any prison, regardless of the security level. But generally, through the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, ultimately decides where to confine you. Your attorney may request your designation to a facility that best fits your needs. Okay, just a moment. I'm trying to figure out how do I'm going to this. Let's see. Know why I keep getting these numbers calling. Okay, back to where we were. Research your Pacific prison. If you are ordered to surrender, go to our federal prison profile section and locate the Pacific profile of your upcoming prison. Once there, you can read about the particular prison and life therein. You can also download the prison's admission and orientation handbook and commissary forms. These will provide an overview of opportunities available at the prison and protocols for education, recreation, housing, health, psychology services, and more. This is a valuable Prison Pacific information that can be very helpful in your journey in preparing for incarceration. Okay, so arrival and personal property. Whichever prison facility you are designated to, prison staff from medical case management and psychology services interview and screen you upon arrival. Later, you join the admission and orientation program for formal orientation into the facility's procedures, programs, policies, and services. Moreover, BOP restricts the personal property you can take when entering the prison or retain during your stay. Criminal defendants who self-surrender to their institution may keep the following items: plain wedding band, plain earrings for females, legal documents, orthopedic or medical devices, approved religious items, prescription glasses. While you surrender in your civilian clothes, you will be given an option to throw the clothing away, donate it, or mail it home. The prison issues you clothing, bedding, and hygiene items upon arrival. In addition, you may purchase items such as shoes, recreational clothing, food items, personal care items, and others from the prison's commissary. Sounds like the military. Once you are in custody. There are specific guidelines regulating possession of any of these items. We at the Zuski Consulting Group can help you get ready for custody by explaining these processes and privileges. Money in prison. You can have money in federal prison, but the funds remain in your inmate trust fund account. These funds may be used for commissary purchases, telephone, email, and other authorized activities. Appoint someone you trust to act as a business or financial manager. Your spouse or attorney or close friend, you may want to give this person power of attorney and arrange for the bank to allow them to make withdrawals from your account. Arrange to have them send money monthly or quarterly if you can afford it. Ask for between $400 and $700 a month. This will allow you to spend $360 at the commissary each month. Use a maximum of 300 minutes of phone calls each month. Purchase MP3 player songs and use the BOP's inmate email system. This investment will make your prison time go by faster. It's worth the expenses if you and your family can afford it. So again, ask your family to send you about $400 to $700 a month, because the commissary, they allow you to spend $360 a month, and then they're just saying that use a maximum of 300 minutes, of phone calls each month, and then you should be able to use the inmate email system too. In addition, your family and friends can send you money through MoneyGram, Western Union, United States Postal Service. Please see our page on sending money to federal inmates to learn more. Note that your account number must be affixed to all such transactions. Funds sent through MoneyGram and Western Union are processed every day of the week, including holidays. Communication in prison. Communication with family and friends is essential during your time in prison. In addition to fostering your emotional well-being, maintaining ties increases the possibility of successful re-entry into the community. The Bureau of Prisons provides the following communication avenues for prisoners and their families and friends. Inmates and receiving parties have the option to pay for phone calls. The scaled-down email service allows federal inmates to email with approved contacts, but the inmate must pay for any time spent drafting or reading emails. Inmates may send and receive mail through the U.S. Postal Service. Prisoners may receive subscriptions directly from the publisher without prior approval, newspapers, magazines, and journals. Okay. Get in good physical shape. Exercise has immense health benefits, both physical and mental. It is normal to get depressed as you contemplate preparing for incarceration. However, exercise can help keep stress levels down and allow you to focus on what matters most, creating a positive transition to better your experience in prison. You will have plenty of time in prison to develop good fitness. However, starting now is beneficial as you equally need your energy levels at peak as you rush against time to get your affairs in order. Moreover, if you end up confined, especially in a higher security facility, looking physically fit may play to your advantage, though you should purpose to stay out of all conflicts at all costs. There probably isn't any pressuring need to learn how to fight if you are housed at a camp, minimum security, or low security federal prisons. But if you're headed to a higher security level, you may want to hire a personal trainer to become as fit as possible, even if that just means looking tough. So if you're at a higher security level, you might encounter more threats. That's what they want you to know. While we don't advocate employing violence, conflict avoidance is almost always the best answer in prison. It's not the worst idea to consider taking self-defense classes to learn how to protect yourself. This is essential piece of how to prepare for prison. Violence in prison is genuine concern, and people do get hurt. A fight is never a good idea, but you need to prepare in the event of everything going wrong and escalating into conflict. Get your affairs in order. Going to prison is the last thought on anyone's mind. Even when your case goes to trial, you always hope there's a chance of fighting the allegations and winning the case or earning a lenient sentence. That does not involve imprisonment. It is understandable if you are still in denial and hoping the case might turn out favorably. However, denial only works against you, as it may hinder you from taking advantage of the short time you have to get your affairs in order. Before losing your freedom, even if there is a slight chance of getting a lenient sentence, preparing for prison is essential if things don't go as expected. Some of the matters you need to take care of include preparing your family for incarceration. Your family will be devastated by the idea of you being locked up and the potential dangers it might subject you to. It may take a while before they come to terms with the likelihood of living without you. However, you need to sit down with them and discuss life without you. If you are the primary provider, you may need to organize how bills will be paid in your absence. This may even mean working at downsizing the family's lifestyle if there are not enough funds to maintain the same lifestyle. If you live alone, you need to make arrangements for your property so that debts do not accrue in your absence. If you have young children, they may not understand the long-term implications of your absence at the moment, but it will soon affect them, so you need to plan the best way to help them cope. Consulting a psychologist is vital, as they can suggest ways to help both you and your family cope in the short and long term. Lastly, it would be best to inform your family that they can reach you either through email or written correspondence. They should also expect you to call them regularly or through video visits whenever possible. While preparing for incarceration is critical, maintaining family contact while you are away is equally as important. Okay, next is about appointing a power of attorney. Generally, a power of attorney grants another person the ability to control your affairs in your absence. This could be your spouse, parent, child, sibling, or trusted friend. If you appoint someone other than your spouse, you could grant the power to two people who should consult each other before making any decisions about your affairs. This may eliminate conflict and guarantee extra safeguards against misuse of the powers. As you do this, ensure you draft a financial plan on how the finances should be utilized while you are in prison. You may also want to create a rough budget of your financial needs in prison and coordinate how the money will be channeled to your commissary account. Designating your point of contact. Before surrendering to prison, ensure you identify a primary point of contact. This could be a family member or a close friend. We can work with this primary point of contact as questions or issues arise. Additionally, this person will be able to better advise your family and friends of your status, location, and information. Please note that prison staff seldomly release information to family members. For example, if your family calls your unit team seeking information about your status or healthcare matters, they will not release information. With this being said, we have our clients sign a release information authorization, thereby enabling prison staff to disclose information to our team members. Next says resolving your medical and dental issues. Medical and dental services are available in federal prisons. However, they may not match the standards of your current providers. Care is often substandard, slow, and usually not forthcoming. This is a crucial element in preparing for prison. You will do yourself a big favor by dealing with this now and not waiting until you are in prison. If you have pre-existing medical and dental issues, get an evaluation from your doctor before surrendering. Likewise, it can be a very good idea to update your glass prescriptions and resolve any dental matters before surrendering. It can also be helpful to obtain complete copy of your medical records from your doctor. If you take any prescription medications, ask your doctor to draft a letter explaining what the medications are, and what underlying conditions they treat. While you can submit these documents to your prison's health service upon arrival, our team can also use these in cases of prison staff not adequately treating medical conditions. In these cases, it is critical that we have underlying documentation, as this helps us motivate prison healthcare staff. Creating a list of contact information. Before going to prison, prepare a list with contact numbers, mailing addresses, email addresses for all the people you may need to contact during your confinement. This way, you will not get stranded whenever you want to contact a particular person. Additionally, try to fit this contact list on one double-sided page. Many receiving and discharge officers will allow self-surrendering inmates to retain this page. If not, we also recommend our clients provide us with a copy of their contact list. We overnight this contact list to our clients on the day of their arrival. Authoritative information about going to prison. In the past, people used to go to prison utterly oblivious of what lays ahead and would endure untold hardships before they adjusted to their new life. This is not the case today. There are dozens of books, guides, and other programs that help defendants prepare for their life behind bars. While we cannot attest to other firms, books, or products, our team regularly assists clients preparing for prison. Here are a few of our book offerings: Prison Education Guide, Federal Prison Handbook, Directory of Federal Prisons. While waiting for your sentencing or self-surrender date, ensure you gather as much information as possible to enlighten yourself. Most prison preparation resources are written or produced by ex-convicts who have served long sentences in federal prisons, or experts who have worked closely with the inmates and are familiar with the criminal justice system. Researching widely and reading available credit resources can be an eye-opener, enabling you to adjust to your new life quicker. Aside from reading prison preparation books and guides, you may also seek out prison consultants to answer your questions and provide insights on the ins and outs of prison. For instance, at Zeus Consulting Group, we help criminal defendants develop strategies to prepare for prison and successfully reintegrate into society. Our objective is to help you develop an informational foundation to make good decisions once in custody. Life in federal prison. Before commencing your federal prison sentence, you need to know how to prepare for federal prison with a survival guide and tricks. Assuming you have gathered as much information as possible about what your life in prison will be like, here are some tips to enhance your experience. Stay out of prison politics. You do not have the liberty to choose your neighbors in prison. You meet people from different backgrounds, some possessing extreme opposite personalities, ideologies, and outlooks on life. Despite the sharp differences, you may have to share the same facility for years. In ideal circumstances, people should embrace diversity, but not so in prison. Conflict of interest and prison politics are the order of the day. However, it helps by maintaining a low profile throughout your stay. Otherwise, if you indulge in politics and things turn ugly, it may compromise your chances of coming out unscathed. Keep yourself busy. Federal prisons require medically able inmates to work. As soon as you arrive, ensure you find a job that you will enjoy. If you don't obtain a job on your own, prison officials will assign you a work detail. We advise our clients against this approach since it often means working long hours in the kitchen. Some examples of the positions you may want to consider include plumber, inmate orderly, food service, warehouse, groundskeeper, painters. While some of these prison jobs require long hours, others are no-show jobs where you sign your name on a sheet and leave. While federal prisoners are paid for their work, wages tend to be meager. For example, federal prisoners typically earn 12 cents and 40 cents per hour. These funds are deposited into your commissary account, which you use to buy personal items. I'll repeat that again. Oh, sit down, Mr. Fox. Sit down. Sit down, baby. Prisoners typically earn 12 cents and 14 cents per hour. Okay. Okay, that's crazy. So when in prison, find purpose. A period of incarceration equals a lot of available time on your hands, which can be positive or negative. It's your choice. Many positive activities in prison can help you find purpose in life, even help you improve your circumstances upon arriving. College correspondence courses, writing, exercising, and teaching in the prisoner's education department are just some examples of many activities you can become involved in, which will give you purpose. This purpose will help carry you through your sentencing. Okay. Pursuing a purpose during your time in prison can make your stay more meaningful and manageable. For example, you can learn a new trade, write a book, discover philosophy, find spirituality, or purchase other professions. Likewise, we help many of our clients further their education behind bars. Whether you are interested in college or career-based studies, our team can help. Okay. In addition to keeping yourself busy and avoiding falling into a depressive state, finding purpose behind bars may equip you with relevant skills for successful re-entry into the community upon your release. This is critical. If you work, you are prepared for a period of incarceration. So, yes, that's very critical. Thinking through potential activities is a critical step in figuring out how to prepare yourself for jail. How you find purpose is up to you. One of our clients, a doctor before his incarceration, spent his time helping those who need physical therapy. Find something that works for you. It is a good idea to put a plan in place so you can focus on the day of release from the time you enter. Avoid discussing your charges. When first entering prison, many inmates receive the prison 411. Other inmates want to know who you are, your criminal charges, your sentencing, and other relevant information. Whether someone tries to bully this information out of you or a friend in prison asks, do not fall into the temptation to disclose your case details. Many things can go wrong if you do so. For instance, a fellow prisoner could make a deal to serve less time in exchange for the information, especially if the details are incriminating. Also, the nature of your crime might cause you to be victimized, especially for sexual-related charges. Please contact us at the Zeus Consulting Group if you are concerned about these types of disclosures. We help clients charged with all manner of criminal offenses develop a strategy for addressing these sensitive matters. This is especially important for clients charged with sexual offenses or who have testified against others for a sentence reduction. Stay clean. However tempting the ideal of using drugs in prison may be, you should steer clear of them. This is a key area for in-prison conflict among fellow inmates. Likewise, inmates caught drinking alcohol or using drugs are often severely sanctioned. While this can be an appealing avoidance avenue, especially when struggling with depression, this is not the answer. Our team can help you develop better coping mechanisms. No matter how deep you descend, keep in mind that drugs are not the solution. If anything, they are likely to aggravate your mental condition. Always remember there are far better coping methods such as remaining physically active, finding purpose, keeping in touch with family and friends, if possible, and seeking professional counseling. Moreover, no matter how smart you are in concealing drugs, it is only a matter of time before the guards catch you. And when that happens, it may spoil your efforts of maintaining a clean record and dash any hopes you may have for an early release. Getting addicted also raises the chances of being indebted in other prisoners, bringing you into deep trouble and potentially making your life in prison intolerable. Learn the rules. Ignorance is no defense for prison rules, for prison rule violations. Even if you did not know they existed, breaking rules in prison can get you into serious trouble. Educate yourself as much as you can about the prison system, and particularly your upcoming prison facility. If possible, obtain a copy of the official rule book and read it thoroughly. And note, the team at the Zeus Consulting Group regularly defends clients in prison disciplinary hearings. Our team can research the underlying incident, draft a statement for you to issue to the disciplinary, and manage all internal appeals challenging a conviction. Then it says, be polite and respectful. Prison staff is often overworked and inmates tend to be depressed or otherwise dealing with personal issues. Since serving time in prison is often unpleasant, practicing active conflict resolution techniques is important. Tempers are likely to flare quickly, and you do not want to step on anyone's toes. As a general rule, being polite and respectful is the best way to survive in prison, while reducing headaches and other interpersonal conflicts. Even when a staff member is unreasonably demanding, avoid engaging in actions that might make them feel challenged. Being polite and respectful can go a long way to making your time more manageable. Next thing is to have the right attitude. The moment you enter prison, your life takes a turn. You might lose friends, family outside of prison. Even those you did not expect to abandon you may just do that. You are pretty much on your own inside prison. Other inmates may try to take advantage of you. Going to the guards for help is often a bad idea, and that can have serious repercussions. With such a gloomy situation, you need to polish up your attitude and prepare for incarceration. Having the right attitude can help you surmount the prison reality and build something positive out of the situation. The team at Zeus Consulting Group can help you prepare for the experience to come and plan for the unexpected. prison time doesn't mean a death sentence. Quite opposite. It says if you lost your license because of a criminal conviction, they can help you launch a new career. Okay. So they're just saying basically there's no reason you can't leave prison without a degree or a better prospect for the future. Don't struggle with how to prepare for prison. It says that use the Zeus Consulting Group and let them help you. Okay, because they're basically saying prison is never easy. They said they know what awaits you in prison and the tactics you can employ to have a smoother life behind bars. Going to jail or prison is never easy, but with directed effort, you can lead a productive life during this experience and after. Okay, so that is pretty much how you prepare if you are going